the Federation in Star Trek, and the Galactic Empire in Star Wars. What would happen if they went to war? Who would win? The Federation was founded in 2161, uniting over 350 planetary governments at its peak to promote peace, exploration, scientific development, and mutual defense. The Galactic Empire in Star Wars is a military-style, authoritarian dictatorship. The sleek Federation vessels are built primarily for exploration and diplomacy, versus the massive angular warships that have been shaped and designed after centuries of galactic war. These two universes don't just fight for entirely different reasons, they think differently about how they execute their wars, and that difference could have just as much of an impact as raw firepower does. Star Trek starships are multi-purpose by design. A Galaxy-class or Sovereign-class ship isn't simply a weapon, it is a science vessel, a diplomatic hub, a hospital, a moving city in space. Even during wartime, Starfleet ships are built to adapt. Their phasers are precision tools capable of wide beams or surgical strikes measured down to the meter. Photon and quantum torpedoes deliver enormous force, but they are used carefully, often only after shields are weakened or key systems are exposed. Starfleet Doctrine favors control over destruction. Engines, weapons, power systems, these are their targets. Battles unfold like a chess match played at near light speed, with timing, sensors, and shield management deciding survival long before a ship's hull is torn open. On the other side, Star Wars battlecruisers exist for a very different reason. Their primary purpose is domination. Imperial star destroyers and First-Order Dreadnoughts are not cities, they are symbols, instruments of fear built to project power across entire star systems. Their primary weapons are turbo lasers, high-energy cannons firing plasma at temperatures measured in millions of degrees, rivaling the temperatures found in the core of stars like our Sun. Imperial star destroyers do not seek to disable, they seek to overwhelm. Space itself becomes a storm of light and heat. The Starfleet of Star Trek fires carefully, with intent and precision, while Star Wars battle fleets drown their enemies in brute force. Imperial battlecruisers have a vast array of weapons which includes 60 heavy turbo laser batteries, 60 ion cannons, 10 tractor beam projectors, 6 dual heavy turbo laser turrets, 2 quad heavy turbo laser batteries, multiple tri-medium turbo lasers, and 4-point defense laser cannons, at a very minimum. All designed for one purpose: war. Defensively, Star Trek relies on smart, layered systems that watch, measure, and react to danger before it can do serious damage. Deflector shields shift frequencies, redistribute energy, and respond dynamically to incoming threats. When shields fail, structural integrity fields hold their ships together long enough for crews to reroute power or escape. Starfleet hulls are lighter, but their real strength lies in adaptability. Even heavily damaged, a Federation ship is highly versatile. It can still think, still fight, and still improvise. Star Wars defenses are blunt and brutal, favoring raw durability over flexibility or precision. Shields are powerful but static, designed to absorb punishment rather than adapt to it. Hulls are thick and highly armored, with layers of redundant, high-grade resistant metal shielding. Star destroyers are expected to keep fighting while they burn, while venting atmosphere, and even while entire sections have been lost. These massive ships are built with an understanding Starfleet rarely embraces. Losses are acceptable if the mission succeeds. Then there is scale. Even at its height, the Federation is not a galactic power. It's regional, highly advanced and ethical, organized and cautious. The Star Wars war machine operates on a different level of reality. At the height of the Empire, over 25,000 Star Destroyers patrolled the galaxy. By comparison, during the peak of the Dominion War, Starfleet's entire combined fleet was estimated at between 8,000 to 10,000 ships. The Empire in Star Wars exists as a highly advanced civilization designed to fight wars. The Star Trek Federation exists to avoid them, with highly trained, intelligent, and strategic starship captains. In a one-on-one engagement, a Starfleet captain would most likely outthink an Imperial commander. Superior sensors, faster computers, and adaptive shields could allow a Federation ship to survive early attacks and exploit weaknesses. But wars are never decided one ship at a time. The Star Wars Galactic Empire has a distinct advantage: a large fleet of small and maneuverable TIE fighters. Star Trek uses fighters very sparingly. Star Wars depends on them. TIE fighters and bombers are not support units. They exist to overwhelm and exhaust enemy defenses. They harass capital ships, stress defenses, and force crews to divide attention across hundreds, even thousands, of fast-moving threats. This is where the philosophical divide becomes impossible to ignore. A Starfleet computer is designed to track a handful of enemy ships with near godlike precision. But thousands of TIE fighters? That's a denial of service attack on a Federation starship's body and mind. This kind of attack doesn't just cause damage, it creates chaos. And chaos makes precision tactics and defenses break down. There is something else that may tip the balance of power towards Star Wars and the Empire: the Death Star. The Death Star is the clearest symbol of Star Wars' approach to war. A single shot can erase an entire planet, its people, and its history. It exists to make opposition pointless, and it turns war into a simple ultimatum: submit or be wiped out. The Death Star also carries up to 10,000 TIE fighters. That in itself is the sheer definition of overwhelming firepower. The closest the Federation has to this behemoth of war is the USS Vengeance. It's built purely for war. It's built with overwhelming firepower, exceptionally well shielded, and equipped with a powerful complement of weapons and attack craft. But it is no match for the destructive power of a Death Star. The Federation's Starfleet fights reluctantly. Even in war, it searches for solutions, ceasefires, and compromises. The Empire in Star Wars fights to dominate and destroy, and accepts catastrophic losses as a cost of victory. Over time, that difference may have a significant impact of who may win a war between the Empire and the Federation of Planets. In a prolonged conflict, the Federation Starfleet would have to adapt quickly, and at first, even winning clever battles and pulling off tactical miracles. But the Empire in Star Wars would keep coming. An endless cavalcade of powerful Imperial Star Destroyers, TIE fighters, and most likely, the Supremacy Mega-class Dreadnought, a powerful military ship that is almost 40 miles in width. They may send the Executor-class Dreadnought, also known as Darth Vader's flagship, a giant military vessel that is almost 12 miles long. And if a Death Star showed up, even the Borg would most likely become nothing but a memory. So who would win if the Federation in Star Trek and the Empire in Star Wars went to war? The question ultimately becomes, who has the unstoppable firepower, and who can afford to lose more ships? The answer would most likely be the Galactic Empire in Star Wars.